was really inspired by Korean design in approaching Starscape. Their emphasis on harmony with nature, minimalism, uncluttered imagery, no sharp lines, and a real simplicity that I found very commensurate with how I like to approach design. And specifically, this is an immersive light experience. So the idea was to explore light's heritage and its distinction in Korean culture. The idea was to explore light and how it both connects us and bridges in extraordinary different distances in that it can actually exist in two places at once. One of my favorite moments in the installation is when we use the sound of a million clicking light bulbs, lamps that are turning on, and it sounds like a crackling effect, and beneath your feet an aerial view of Seoul appears that we call, a lightography. It's a light map. It's what Seoul would look like from the perspective of electricity from above, 30,000 feet. And then we rotate and arrive at New York City, and we see it from the same perspective. And we cut back and forth between light passing over buildings in New York and light passing over buildings in Seoul, because what we're exploring is the idea that we both look at the same night sky 13 hours apart. And whatever I'm looking at in the sky tonight is something that someone in Seoul has looked at 13 hours prior or 13 hours from now. So it's a beautiful way, I think, of thinking of how small the world is and unifying two different cultures. I think of myself as an emotional architect because my goal is to create empathy and create emotion and make adults feel joy. That's always been what I've been really focused on in storytelling, is making people feel things. Really, I approach everything as though it's a film from the perspective of cinematic language. So whether it's live performance or hospitality or short form music videos, commercials, live immersive experiences like Starscape, it's always using visual and sonic tools to make you feel wonder and empathy and joy. So if you're working with somebody who has legions of fans, 10, 20, 30 years of experience prior to your arrival, crafting and specifying what makes them who they are, it's a privilege to be invited to put the next piece of the puzzle into their iconography. And what I love to do is to challenge myself and them into thinking of what's the most elevated, complex, and empathetic piece that we can fit. One of the things that's so inspiring and difficult about visual storytelling is how transient it is. Most things that we do take a year or 2 or 3 to create and last between 10 minutes and 3 hours. So the idea that something like any movie that I've done or any tour that I've done or any temporary transient experience that has brought so many people so much joy is about to come to an end is an inevitability that I think is really healthy to embrace and think about as an opportunity to do something new and even better.